Well, hello there. It is day 2 of our conference here in Atlanta, and it's been um, busy and I'm exhausted. But last night there was a great opportunity to happy hour and lots of different foods. And um, the interesting thing wasn't a lot of temptations here. I thought I'd be a little more tempted. I started the evening events with a glass of wine, and I was hoping maybe she'd just pour me like an average glass, but she filled that thing right up to the top, and which is probably equivalent to about 2 glasses of wine. So I did end up kind of drinking that over the next 2 hours. I just let it ride and let it ride, and but I did feel a little less energy all day today. I felt a little tired when I woke up this morning, and I actually didn't sleep well because I woke up at like 1:30 in the morning and then was up for at least a half an hour before I could fall back to sleep, probably an hour. And then my alarm woke me up at like 7:30, which was the time for their breakfast. So I actually missed the breakfast and then didn't get downstairs until 8:30 when the actual event started. So the 2 glasses of wine, dang it, I just can't do that anymore. I think 1 glass of wine is fine. I'm hoping tonight this is the last event, and I'm always looking for Prosecco because I can have a glass of Prosecco. They're not going to give you a gigantic one, and I feel totally fine, and I could just nurse that thing all night. So I hope they have Prosecco tonight. Otherwise, if they don't, I honestly think I will just do the club soda and lime because I really want to feel okay tomorrow when I fly home. I hate feeling icky and tired on an airplane because I can't sleep and then I'm just miserable. So anyway, let's get into a couple things, couple benefits, more benefits I'm seeing being on a carnivore, even though I don't feel that wonderful this morning or today, but I'm just a little tired kind of all day. But one thing I thought it was interesting, one of the speakers today she was on a panel and she was asking questions of the panelists, and she said, well, God, my 52-year-old self just forgot this question, but it's just part of getting old. And I was thinking, it's not really. You shouldn't be forgetting things, because I remember when I was actually 52, I was forgetting things. In fact, like twice, I think I left the stove on and I walked away and I forgot the stove was on, and I came back and the stupid stove was on. So I have not done that now for the last 6 months. I feel like I'm just sharper. My memory's coming back. I remember numbers and codes and names and everything so much better. And if I'm having a conversation, I typically don't forget what I was saying. So hopefully that's an improvement. That's going to be for the long run. But yeah, I would encourage people, don't assume that when you get older that you're going to just start forgetting things, because that's the cause or result, I should say, of inflammation, not necessarily getting old. Also, let's see. One thing that I did start doing, and I follow that through on this trip, is that I'm doing what they call a carnivore flex. So I'll do carnivore for most of the time, ideally 6 days out of 7, and then 1 day a week have a little bit of carbs. So what I've been doing is on this trip, I'll just have a tiny bit of carbs every day, not much at all. I've had a couple strawberries yesterday. I had a couple cucumbers today. So not a lot of carbs at all, but just because I'm at this event and I don't want to have just the meat on my plate, I'll put a few strawberries on there, a few cucumber salad, and just eat those. And that's fine. I mean, I still feel great. I wouldn't go have a big old thing of mashed potatoes or something, but I think even if you're doing really strict carnivore for say 6 days, and then 1 day where you have, I heard someone speak to about 100 to 200 grams of carbs on that 7th day, and then you just hop back on the no carbs the next day. That is fine too. And it kind of helps your system remember okay, this is a carb, and if I have one, I'm not going to freak out. So I think that's a good way to do it. And then also I wanted to mention, I don't think I've mentioned about the oxalate dumping benefit that I had, and I don't know if I call it a benefit because it was kind of weird when it happened. My my mom actually had this too. I noticed when, toward the last 6 months of her life or so, when I would go see her, she'd have these little crystals like coming out of her temples and sometimes like the side of her face. And I would like pick it and like, what the heck is that? And I figured it was some kind of, releasing or dumping from her body since she was eating different. And I think in her case, it was because at home she was eating chocolate every single day. And then plus a lot of spinach and greens and just a lot of high oxalate foods. And then when she went into the memory care facility, of course, you're not going to get tons of chocolate, very little greens and things like that. So I think her body was doing the oxalate dumping at that point. And I had the same thing happen about 2 months in, and it lasted for about 2 months. So it hasn't happened for like the last 2 months. Luckily, I think I'm done. But I had it actually on my eyelids, which was really crazy, or like just right above here, right in my eye, below my eyebrow. And I actually did have a couple in my forehead here. I didn't have them on my face like my mom had them here. I just had them here and here. But it was the little crystals, and I'd see it start coming, and I would actually like pick at it, and I could little teeny stone in there. It's just the weirdest thing. So I was learning more about oxalates and what they are, and it's calcium binding onto the oxalate in foods. So whether it's high oxalate foods, you can look it up online, but things like chocolate and spinach and even almonds, really high oxalate food. So the calcium in your body binds to those, and that's actually what forms kidney stones as well. So my husband had a really big challenge with kidney stones several times. He was in the ER, and my mom as well, she had kidney stone issues. So that's essentially what it is. It's the calcium in your body binding to those. So if you don't eat oxalates, you're not going to get kidney stones. So if kidney stones are a problem for you, maybe go to a no oxalate diet or very low oxalate diet. So that's also one thing I wanted to mention for my health bite. I just want to talk about how the calcium binds onto oxalates, creating those kidney stones. A second health bite I wanted to mention today is about people wonder like how to start a keto diet or how to start a carnivore diet. And I heard a good tip the other day that if you fill your plate with half meat and half fat, so ideally animal fat, so say it's butter or just fatty meat, and then the rest have non-starchy vegetables. So if you're just starting out, you don't want to just go cold turkey and give up vegetables altogether, that's a great way to start. And then I did that for about 2 years until I realized my digestive system still wasn't the way I wanted it. So that's when I eliminated the vegetables, and digestive system completely healed. So I'm not going back to vegetables anytime soon. Maybe in a couple months I'll change my mind, like I say, but for now I'm doing great just eating animal products, and which would include a little bit of dairy, not much, and lots of eggs, meat, butter, animal products. And then I'll leave you with my last health bite. I heard this quote. It talked about if you live by the food pyramid, you will probably die by the food pyramid, and you will look like the food pyramid along the way. I thought that was kind of interesting, but it's true. Our current food pyramid needs to be flipped upside down, and hopefully we'll see that with the new administration, some new groups really being vocal about caring for health, getting healthcare better in the United States. Because I tell you, if I have to hear one more of these GLP-1 commercials, it's going to drive me nuts, but you hear them all day long and on TV, and they're everywhere. So I hope that people can really do this on their own without relying on that medication. I think if you're morbidly obese, maybe relying on that to get you a boost. But I think, eating an animal fat, animal rich diet is a natural GLP-1, and that can help you reset your metabolism and hopefully heal any health concerns you're dealing with. So this was a long one, but thanks for listening. Have a great day.